Hi, I'm Mike Bossy, and today I'm up front on OTR.
Off the Record with Michael Landsberg, brought to you by the Keg Steakhouse and Bar. For great steaks, good friends. See you tonight.
Mike Bossy shoots, he scores! The New York Islanders are the 1982 Stanley Cup champions. There's the guy holding it up, who is the sniper, Mike Bossy, winner of the Smythe Trophy.
Damn right, he wanted 17 goals in the 82 playoffs, scored 17, 3 straight playoff years, won 4 cups, Hall of Fame, the game's ultimate trigger man, Mike Bossy, up front. I got to stop gushing, or maybe I don't. You're not embarrassed, are you, Mike?
Not at all.
Mike, help us understand what's happened in Ottawa. Brian Murray says that they've lost their confidence. For a scorer like Danny Heatley, what's that like?
Well, if you've lost your confidence, you feel awful. There's no doubt about that. You know, I went through the longest period of games that I went through without scoring was 6 games in my National Hockey League career, and I can remember how bad I felt, and you're always wondering, what do I have to do? And sometimes you get into a process where you're doing things that you think are going to get you back into the swing of things, but you're actually hurting yourself and you're out of position.
Explain to us how the Senators can be this bad after going to the Cup final last year after that 15-2 start. In your mind, what's wrong?
I'm kind of finding it hard to understand why they have dipped to where they have. You know, they have the same talent that they had on that team at the beginning of the year, give or take a player. They should have the same attitude and the same desire that they had at the beginning of the season. But sometimes, you know, you go through things that sort of shake your confidence, shake your psyche, and it seems to me that this whole Emery situation with them sort of got them thinking about a whole bunch of other things, and maybe they're thinking about too many things when they shouldn't be thinking.
So we saw the fight involving Patrick Roy's son and Patrick Roy, and there's a move in the province of Quebec, and to some extent all across Canada, for people to ask, does fighting belong in junior? How long have you been saying it doesn't belong there? What, 30 years, Mike Bossy?
It's been about 30 years now that I've said that fighting shouldn't be in professional sports. I mean, you know, it's going to happen. There's no doubt about that. Tempers flare and emotions run high, but I don't think it should be a part of the game. I think the only reason that it's a part of the game is the intimidation factor. And I don't think professional sports should be about intimidation. I think it should be about hard play. It should be about physical play. But I don't think it should be about fighting and violence.
Respect your opinion on the actual incident. Did you lose respect for Patrick Roy?
Well, you know, I think that Patrick has always been recognized as someone who has a temper, someone who, you know, has his emotions right on his sleeve, and I just think he lost control there for a couple of minutes. Didn't quite understand probably the consequences of what was going to happen because he was so into the game at the time, and I'm sure that he regrets what happened during that game, and I'm pretty sure that he's going to think twice about any kind of incident, you know, during a game from now on.
Guy Carbonneau said that he had lost respect for him. And I want to ask you about something Guy Carbonneau was talking about. He was talking about injuries to the Montreal Canadiens, asking the media to lay off, chasing them down. You had the back injury. When you played and people knew, did they target your back?
Oh, absolutely. You know, that last year that I played with the back injury, there's no doubt that anytime anybody could give me an extra shot during a game, they did so. Some legally, some illegally. But that's the way it was, that's the way it is. I mean, you know, like I said before, sometimes the game of hockey or professional sports in other sports is about intimidation. It's not about winning the right way, it's just about winning. And that's what I find unfortunate. And, you know, it's sad to see that sometimes if, you know, someone has a bad ankle, you know, the physical play is part of the game, but whacking someone on the ankle because he has a bad ankle or trying to you know, get his knee because he has a bad knee or whatever the injury may be, I just don't think it should be part of the game.
Well, you're talking about winning. No one knew how to win better than you. 4 Stanley Cups. Mike Bossy returns later on for next question, and the panel's coming up next. Off.
beat the hell out of me.
Wow.
That's it.
How many takes is that? Get him out of there.
Time now for next question, where the man maybe greater than any player in the history of the game could put the puck in the net. Mike Bossy. Hey, Mike, what was your nickname when you played?
The Boss. La Machine. That's about the two ones that I knew.
When was the last time you were on skates?
Well, I do my program with General Motors, Safe and Fun Hockey, so it was about 6 months ago.
You're still in pretty good shape. Which former Islander has packed on the most pounds over the years?
I'd say Dennis Potvin.
And you're saying that because he's nowhere to be seen. Give me one word to describe your 1981 50 goals and 50 games celebration dance.
Silly?
What grade
But
were you
fun.
in when you got in your first schoolyard fight, Mike Bossy?
Believe it was 6th grade.
I think Clark Gilly stepped in just after that. If Stefan Persson and Anders Kahlur got in a fight, who would win?
It'd be a slap fest for sure. I'd say Anders would win.
Whose cross checks are most responsible for your back problems?
I'd say any defenseman who played between 1977 and 1987.
Give me the name of one guy who really got you mad, though.
Jerry Korab.
How close were you to signing with the WHA's Indianapolis Racers?
Not very close, but a little closer with the Nordiques when they acquired my rights from the Racers.
What kind of success would you have had if shootouts were around in your day?
I'd say probably 50-50. I wasn't the best breakaway player, but I enjoyed them, so I'm sure I would have found a way to score half the time.
Who on your old Islander team was the least likely to pick up a check at dinner?
Me.
Who doesn't get enough credit for the Islanders' dynasty?
John Tonelli.
Who gets too much credit?
Me.
No, you don't believe that. What's the worst chant you ever heard during an Islanders-Rangers game at Madison Square Garden?
They still chant it. Potvin sucks.
How thick were Al Arbor's glasses?
Coke bottle thick.
Mike Comrie's an Islander. What's your favorite Hillary Duff song, Mike Bossy?
I'm afraid to say I don't know any Hillary Duff songs.
Please don't be afraid to say that. If you had one, we'd lose respect. Throughout your career, how many times did you show up late for practice?
Never.
You're in the Islanders front office. Final question. Do you know how much the Islanders are paying Alexei Yashin this year?
Not really. I try not to think of it.
Well put. Thank you so much for joining us. Hope to see you soon.
You're welcome. Thank you.
10 nonstop flights each week.